Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Oh, that's not what I want. And that's not what I want. Okay. So, thank you for joining me today on Thurstea Thursday. I thought it would be a beautiful idea to join in this now moment and do a collective new moon tarot pool. So I'm just sitting here. I know I've done some like pick a piles in the past and stuff like that, but I really wanted to take advantage of this energy and kind of like bring a potent message through, right? I can feel that. I'm being guided. But I did want to talk about the tea that I had earlier in the morning. It was sweet tangerine, positive energy tea, and maybe you are familiar with this, maybe you're not. But they sell this at Walmart, and it's like it says supports elevated mood and energy levels. I've really found pleasure in this tea. I've been using it for about a year or two now. I just wanted to talk a little bit about some of the herbs in it. It's got awesome black tea, yerba mate, lemongrass, stevia leaf, green tea, ashwagandha root, eleuthero root, panax ginseng, and monk fruit. And it's also got some orange flavor, tangerine flavor, organic lotus flavor, lotus flower flavor, organic orange peel oil, and citric acid, tangerine oil, lemon myrtle flavor. So something that I don't know if you are aware of this or not, but caffeine actually is a really amazing. You can't necessarily call it an herb, you can like a spice. Well, caffeine. I guess caffeine is like a molecular structure, really, but it allows the brain barrier to be crossed so neurotransmitters can have a more concentrated focus, and it helps release dopamine and norepinephrine, which that's if you like just read supports elevated mood and energy levels. So I thought it was a really good idea to go through the ingredients here and see what each of these herbs, like what do they mean. And I wrote it all down, but it would take me forever to go through. So that's its own its own maybe post or something like that. I'll talk about it, or maybe I put it in the YouTube video down, kind of what I found in all of these herbs, because it's really amazing how like it's beautifully blended together. So that's what I drank this morning. Um, I really enjoy coffee, so I'm kind of sipping on my. I try to have like 1 to 2 cups a day. I'm sipping on my cup of coffee, and since it's in a bigger cup, I'm probably just gonna have one today. And my tea messages. These teas have like messages on their things. Mine was "May all beings be happy," and my partner, who also had this same tea, was "It is the light in the lantern which shows you the path, not the lantern." So yeah, there's that. So I've kind of already cleared the air, cleared the energy. I'm kind of, now that I'm flowing a little bit, I'm gonna get my little crystal grid set up here. These are just my personal crystals that I really enjoy using. Today, this one's been a little bugger lately. I don't know where it went. I'll find it. My Shiva wing cam fell. I don't know where it went. Oh, thanks. Okay. My partner found it for me. Alright, so today I'm going to be using a few different decks, and I'm just going to kind of flow with it and see what messages come through. So first, I want to pull a spirit animal for this full moon. Let's see what spirit animal is kind of with us in this full moon energy, right? What are we being shown? right? That's kind of how I see it. Like these spirit animals have messages for us. It's not always negative. Oftentimes even the negative ones are positive. Okay. I'm really excited to use this deck. So I had to show my partner that. So the spirit animal coming through, and this is just absolutely amazing, is a hummingbird. You are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. Energy soars on your shining wings. Spread the miracle of happiness. So the reason why this is so synchronistic is I have a hummingbird on my arm. Isn't that really cool? So let's just sit with that. Now I want to talk about a little bit like what does the hummingbird mean? Like why is this the spirit animal when everything seems very dark and chaotic right now? Why is the hummingbird coming through? And the hummingbird is kind of here to show us the infinite of creation, like just how vast and interconnected it all is. The hummingbird is associated with infinity, with stillness, with being centered and present. And so the hummingbird's really kind of asking us to bring the joy to life, even though it's chaotic. And what does that mean? It means cultivate this space within yourself. Like this is literally spirit speaking directly to us. Like birds are often associated with the angels, the angelic community. So you can see that like message of like love and compassion and empathy, which is kind of like the underlying things of joy and happiness. Like you are the one that creates the happiness in your reality. Happiness doesn't just happen. So that's kind of the message there. And I guess the spirit animal coming through for this full moon, and I'm not exactly sure. Ooh, yeah, which makes sense. The full moon's going to be in Libra, so think about this. Think about the chaos in a 3D, and think about the spirit realm really trying to balance that out. Right, the hummingbird is very delicate, very innocent, very just elusive almost, and so it's kind of like trying to show us, hey, it's just balance it out. It's okay. It's okay to be love and light, even though there's chaos all around. Because a lot of people may not understand why there is so much love and light trying to be pumped out there. So yeah, that's kind of the message I feel there. I'm gonna pull a soul card. Ooh, that's really cool, huh? Kind of again that message of joy. That's just the bottom of the deck. So let's see. Let's see what these codes. If I could speak, let's see what these soul cards have to say today. My throat chakra is trying to get me to slow down. I'm really excited. I love making these videos and kind of like speaking to spirit. It's a lot of fun. It really is. And if you've never done it, but you have tarot cards or you've thought about it, like buy yourself a deck. There's no reason why you can't buy yourself a deck. I think there's this preconceived notion that like you can't do that. But if you're always waiting on someone outside of you to see your worth in something, then you'll never get where you're going. Actually, a card flipped out. Ooh, this is really cool. I don't think I've seen this one yet. In a reading. I don't even know which way it goes. That's the beautiful thing about these cards is like you really can't tell which way it goes. But it looks like so I guess there's a little preface about these cards. They don't have any description with them. It's all art, and you intuitively read what it says. All right. So let's see if I can. There we go. So I kind of see a person, right? So it looks like a face right here laying down, maybe on the ground. You can even perceive this as the void because you kind of see the black. So there's like one leg in the void and one leg in the light. So like that balance of light and dark, like one point in the darkness and maybe one point in the light, but also just a mixture. So like balance. Again, kind of what the hummingbird talks about is like bringing joy. Like it's kind of like our duty as humans to bring that to this world, to this reality, and not get caught up in the earthly or worldly matters going on. Really, really start to come together as a human race. As one humanity, if you will. And so I kind of just see maybe even a little bit of daydreaming. Um, could be a little bit aloof, uh, which that's kind of some people can perceive that way of being as that, but think about it as a choice, right? If everyone's fighting the battles, and then if everyone's resisting all of these different things, or trying to prove a point, or change someone's mind, who's holding light, who's holding space for love, who's holding space for compassion and empathy, and who's holding space for healing? And that's kind of what I'm seeing here. The message is like there's a lot of chaos, and so if the chaos isn't going on in your reality, do not get drawn into it. And that's the full moon that's a big message that I'm seeing here. Is like, don't get drawn in to what's going on externally. Stay centered within yourself. And that's really what the hummingbird says. It's like, stay centered within yourself. Think about it. Their wings flap so fast. Have you ever watched a hummingbird's wings? I've literally sat and just watched a hummingbird fly. Like, hummingbirds fly around the backyard for like hours. You'll just sit out there for hours and they come and go. And just seeing their grace and their poise and how they move through the energy, but not necessarily it's through, it's with the energy, like being so observant and aware and knowing when to go and when not to go, and just observing that. And that's kind of really what I'm seeing here is like, wherever you go, be that joy, and know that even if only one person sees that joy, that one person can then maybe find that joy within themselves if they see it somewhere else, and then they can infect others with joy. And there's nothing wrong with having a positive infection, you know what I mean? Like uplifting people. We want that. If viruses and bacteria can tear us down, can we not create a reality in a society where we uplift each other all the time? Wouldn't that kind of eradicate some of the disease and the heartache and the strife and the struggle that we've been experiencing? And who's to say why can't we live that way? Why can't there be a period of time in our consciousness right here, right now, where we experience that, even if it is amongst this chaotic energy, and that's kind of what I'm seeing is like, it's time to cultivate that space within ourselves. So there's that message for the soul card. That was really beautiful. Let's see. So before I shuffled this deck, I want to talk about the eagle, because I did a little bit of pre-shuffle, and this card flew out and wanted me to talk about it. Now the last few weeks, like over the last month or so, I've seen an eagle. I've seen two eagles and a hawk flying. So, and it's number 16, which is also representative of 7, which is like that crown chakra, that spirit realm. Eagle comes from the east, the place of rising sun, of new beginnings. She soars high in the sky, sees the smallest detail with clarity without losing track of the bigger picture, and nests in the high mountains. For eagle, there are no obstacles, only opportunities. She calls you to ascend to acquire perspective, so you can fly wing to wing with great spirit. So like I just said, it's that spirit, 7 spirit, which is really in your heart, but that's understanding that in order to get to unfold 7, you add 3 and 4, but that's another topic. Eagle is a beautiful messenger of like spirit, steadfastness. You could even see it as they're oftentimes seen as a predator, but they're really only acting as their instinctual selves, as their natural selves. So, these are just a really good messenger of staying focused and staying headed in that direction. There are new things on the horizon, and that's kind of what I mean. Oh, I'm seeing now. Okay. So and this is a pretty big message. So whenever you're finding this, it's meant to be. uh, so what I'm seeing now is, as we hold this place of love and compassion in this sacred space within our hearts, right? As we hold that, we're going to begin to create a new reality that's going to coexist with like this 3D, if you will. That's really what a 5D is. It's something that you cultivate within yourself, and then after you cultivate that within yourself, you bring that to the 3D, and you then begin living life from a fifth dimensional perspective. And that's really what 5D is a fifth dimensional perspective. It's understanding the unity and the oneness of all, and understanding that, as above, so below. So what is happening here on earth has happened, it has happened, is happening, and will happen on another scale in the cosmos. So the eagle is just kind of coming in and showing like, hey, this great spirit is amongst us, is with us. There is balance and harmony, even though it may be hard to perceive that, right? And the best way to perceive that is to cultivate that within yourself. So I'm seeing now, like, turn off your TV, turn off your phone. If you've been consuming a lot of content, just take a moment and step back from that, and cultivate a routine where you don't feel obligated or feel like it's necessary to be on your phone or on your um, computer, or playing games, whatever you've been doing to kind of like distract yourself from cultivating this harmonious space within yourself. Kind of start putting those things down and start doing something new and something foreign, and allow yourself to break through those comfort zones. That's kind of again what this eagle is saying. It's like, break through those comfort zones so you can see the new beginning, so you can experience the new things. Who's to say that you can't wake up tomorrow in a new reality? And I've done it. It's not always waking up in a new physical place. Sometimes it's waking up with a new perspective on the reality you're already experiencing, so you can manifest and fast forward towards your ultimate goal and desires, right? It's a little heart and soul manifestation right there. So I felt guided to pull some True Black Tarot, just a couple cards here, to see what feels like people may be having a hard time focusing, maybe having a hard time in relationships, seeing a lot of truths, and it's making them uncomfortable, kind of awakening to the truth. Hey, and it's okay, it's all part of the process, right? So, all right. Okay. Yeah. So I got the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So it's time to do the inner work, to do the inner earthly work. And what do I mean by that? It's kind of like facing your shadows, facing your fears, your anxieties, like what's making you feel jealous, resentful, facing those inner emotions that are keeping you blocked from the upright Eight of Pentacles, being able to forge ahead and create that spirit connection. And and I think that's something that we may all kind of be seeking too, right? Is connecting to our heart and soul. And that's really what it is, to connect to spirit, is to connect to our own internal heart and soul, which then is the ultimate connection to the divine source. But it requires cultivating that harmonious inside, right? It's cultivating that connection within, so we can then move forward with that in our lives, to then brighten up not only ourselves but the world around us. we are the light bearers. Think about human. I know it's Human, but if you think about hue, it could be really spelled any different way. And I've found that Hue, like hue, like the spectrum of light, which is what we are, light beings. We are humans, here on Earth, experiencing this earthly existence. But in order for us to be those light beings, we have to face our shadow and allow that to be one with our light so we can move forward, and that's what I feel like kind of the heart and soul is. And that's like a healing journey. It's like a soul purpose journey. It's about cultivating love within yourself. There's so many different things that means that, like, don't be afraid to start something new. um, Oftentimes starting new things is how we expand our comfort zones. And I speak that from experience. All right. So the last card I'm going to pull here is from this Awake deck. Awake Your Inner Wisdom deck. My partner and I both really resonated with this deck, so we've kind of been going back and forth now. They're really beautiful cards. They have pretty powerful messages. I really enjoyed it. Been spot on every time. Every. Whoa, I'm pretty positive. I just read this one, but I need to refresh my memory. All right, we got equanimity. You are an amazing being that is equal to the horizon. Cultivate wanderlust within your reality. The path ahead consists of harnessing courage, willpower, bravery, and determination while keeping an open heart-mind connection. Do not fear this path. Instead, be curious what you will meet at each moment. Your path to enlightenment and greatness has already been written, so follow the breadcrumbs to the next horizon line. You are equal to what lies before you. Feel it in your power and go forward with confidence. Even if you stumble and feel insecure from time to time, allow yourself to glide into the dawn of a new day. So it really just kind of like solidifies that whole break, like create that space within yourself, break those barriers, move through your comfort zone, understand that feeling emotions isn't bad, and really step into that, like, shadow work. And I know that shadow work, it can sound overwhelming, but it only means living your life and allowing yourself to be observant of what you are doing, which just means being mindful of what you're doing. That's truly all that it means. And this card kind of shows that you're worth it. You're worth doing something new, and see that change as your worthiness of better in life. And that's ultimately the message I'm seeing here, is like, create that beautiful harmony within yourself and allow that to be reflected in the world, because the only way it's going to be reflected to you is if you create it within yourself. So, yeah. I think that's a beautiful message, and that wraps it up. And I really enjoy you sharing the space with me. Thank you. So, yeah, until the next now, my friends, infinite love, infinite light, infinite movement, infinite balance. Namaste, my friends.